Today in dollars and cents, it's time to ditch your passwords and switch to a more secure way to log onto websites. Even the best passwords are no match for today's international crime rings.
Nope. Now, major tech companies like Microsoft, Google, and Apple are pushing to get you to switch from passwords to passkeys. Joining us to continue this conversation this morning is Consumerman and contributing editor at checkbook.com, Herb Weisbaum. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, start by addressing the problem before we get to the solution. Why are passwords about to ride into the sunset?
Well, they're not going to totally disappear, but they certainly don't provide the security that they used to. They can be stolen by, phishing attacks, something like that. All the data breaches we've had lately, all the passwords are out there. 19 billion is the latest count of stolen passwords that are floating around in the dark web where they can be bought and sold by criminals. We tend to use lousy passwords, and we tend to reuse them over and over again. So here's the worst passwords that people tend to use according to a new report from NordPass. Secret 123456, password QWERTY 123 and QWERTY 1. A computer algorithm could break those passwords in less than 1 second. And then we use those lousy passwords on all of our accounts. So if the bad guys get that lousy password for you in a data breach or something like that, they just use the algorithm to check all your accounts, and they can break into everything. That's why we have to come up with a better system.
So how does this all work, this system? Take us through the process of using a passkey rather than a password for a website.
Sure, this is a little encoded program that goes on your device, whether it's your phone, your laptop, your desktop computer, that can't be stolen by the criminals. It's encrypted. You don't even know what it is. It's computer code, so it's not that you can't give it away by them social engineering you to trick you to give it away. They can't steal it in a data breach. If they got something, they'd only get encrypted files. And then what happens is there's a private key that stays in the vault, and there's a public key stored on the website. So let's say your device and you're trying to go onto Amazon or to Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart. Those are some of the many retailers now using this. You go on and you say, well, yes, I want to use a passkey. The code is downloaded onto your device, and then when you want to log in, here's what happens. You say, yes, I want to log in, and then your telephone will say to you, or your device will say to you, and we have this other graphic here, we can show that says, hey, do you want to really log in to this device, to this website? And you have to say yes by either doing what you normally would do to authorize your code. So you want to go to bank.com, you're on the site. It says, do you want to use your passkey? You say, yes, I want to use my passkey. You do a thumbprint or facial recognition or code, whatever you normally do to authorize things on your phone, and voila, you get into bank.com. The cool thing is that it's a double encrypted and it's a double check. So if you don't have the right credentials, bank.com will not let you in. And if you're not on bank.com, your phone or device will not let you in. So if a scammer sends you a fake link to like bank.com with 2 Ks, they try to fool you, your phone will not log into that as you could do with a password. If they had stolen it, it will say, sorry, this is not the right website, and it will not let you in. At this point in time, Microsoft tells me that this will prevent all the known ways that criminals are using our passwords to do damage to us. And they're going to get this figure, 4,000 password attempts to hack a password, 4,000 attempts every second now. That's just Microsoft. Doesn't count Google and Amazon and all the other big places that have online presence. 4,000 attempts every second. That's why passwords have got to be improved by switching to passkeys if you can.
And what if a criminal finds a way to intercept that passkey code as it is sent from your device to the website?
Holly, it's encrypted. Won't do them any good. So
Okay.
that's it's nothing they can steal or trick you out of, nothing they can find. It's a code that's on your device, and so it's pretty foolproof at this time. The bad guys always come out with ways to figure this out, but for now, and this was a 10-year project by all the major tech companies, Google and Microsoft and Amazon. They realized they had to do this to protect people, and they actually came up with a format that is industry-wide, and it's interchangeable. It didn't start out that way, but in the last year or so, if you have an Apple device or a Google device, an Android device, it's interchangeable. It doesn't matter. You can shift it between devices. You could have a iMac and you could have a Android phone. Doesn't matter. Your same passkey will work on all those platforms, and they're hoping this will catch on. More retailers will do it, and that people will be able to be more secure.
It sounds efficient. So while passkeys may be the future, many people still use passwords. What are the best practices for choosing and using passwords?
Yeah, passwords aren't going to go away, and some smaller sites will never get into the passkey stage. What you have to do is long and strong, which is 20. They're now saying 12 characters or more, upper, lower, symbols, numbers, that sort of thing. But those can still be given away, stolen, trick you, or they can still be hacked. So the key is to set up two-factor authentication. You have to do that where you have to get a code either on the phone, by email, by text message, and then that allows the site to know it's really you. Microsoft tells me that if you use two-factor authentication, it will reduce the chances of being hacked by 99.2%. So the worst password, 123456, with two-factor authentication is safer than the best password, 20 characters up or down, than no two-factor authentication, because if they steal it, they can't use it without the two-factor authentication. So if you haven't set up for it yet, and a lot of sites now, banks, brokerage firms, they require that. God bless them. But if your site just offers it, sign up for two-factor authentication is really the way to shut down the bad guys.
All right, thank you so much, Herb. This was so insightful. I'm going to have to go and set up my passkeys.
I know, I don't have passkeys either, so it's time to start doing this. My goodness.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.